experience in Arizona with the interview process and how that played out for you?
It was great. Appreciate the opportunity first of all. Good to go through those things, but I'm really excited about being back. So.
Disappointed at all?
I think, obviously it's human nature. You're a competitive guy. You want to get the job, but it was meant to be. So.
Do you wonder what more do you have to do? Do you wonder what more do you have to do?
No. Again, I think it's just right time, right place. And the if and when the opportunity comes, it'll be the right one.
Looking forward to playing them this year?
Oh, we play them this year? I didn't know. Yeah, it would be fun. No, just another game.
Overall, when you look at the defense, how do you feel like they performed this year?
Really well. I just feel like, every challenge that was brought to us, we stepped up and made plays at critical times, especially in the biggest games. I think that's what we do. That's kind of one of our calling cards, and the guys just perform well in the most important moments.
You have plenty of guys that are up and free agents to be. How nerve-wracking is that for you since you've had so much continuity?
Yeah, I'd like to say we can have them all back. It's not the reality of the league at this point. So, I have all the faith in the world and in the organization, Duke, and everybody, and how it'll play out, and we'll do our best to get our guys back.
You and Brian and Zach being together for a fifth straight year, it's almost unheard of, but to have that continuity for another year, how exciting is that for you and everyone?
Oh, it's awesome. I read something the other day. I think Spags and myself are the two longest defensive coordinators. It's just amazing. But it makes it's such a hard league, and it just makes it that much easier. It doesn't make the outcomes easier. It just makes we know exactly, how we flow together and how everything goes, and it's just it's one less hurdle we got to go over.
Lou, how do you view the safety situation that you have with Vaughn and Jesse?
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. I want to, after we know how it ends up, then I can give you a better answer. So I just don't know right now. We certainly want them both back, but again, the reality is, we'll see.
How did you like the way the young draft picks came along? Obviously, Dax had his opportunities. Cam as a corner, and Tyson was injured, obviously. How big of a role, or how much do they need to step forward?
Well, it'll be a second year, and again, based on how things turn out, everybody should have a bigger role. We'll just see. But yeah, no, I was pleased with all of them.
What did you see Cam grow the most from the Halloween game to the end of the season?
I was just feeling more comfortable knowing he can do it. His confidence, he always had confidence, but his confidence level of really knowing he can do it in the biggest games, playing on the road, Buffalo and Kansas City, doing a good job. So I just think he'll come in the next season with that much more, hey, I can do this at this level.
Are you keeping Dax at safety or corner? What do you like?
We'll see. We'll see how it goes with all that.
How nice is it to have someone as athletic as Dax, first rounder, that can do everything like that? Like we can ask about corner or safety.
Yeah, I like that about as many guys as we can get that can do multiple things. That's kind of what we're looking for always. So, his athleticism is, will help him at wherever he ends up playing.
I know you addressed it during the season, but Jermaine Pratt had another tweet 2 days ago that said, "Imagine if I played third down all year, I would have gone crazy." What goes into the decision to take a player like him off on third down? Like, why do only certain guys are able to stay on third down?
I just think it's whatever best fits that situation. We have a bunch of different pieces that we can use, and sometimes it's Jermaine, sometimes it was Akeem, sometimes it was 6-7 DBs. It all plays out on who we're playing and what we have to defend. So more about what fits that week more than anything.
You just chuckled.
Because I don't see the tweets and stuff. Yeah, I don't.
Do you like to hear that, Lou, though, when a player wants to play three? That's kind of competitiveness.
That's Jermaine, right? That's Jermaine. He's a guy that wants to be out there every snap. He is, I think, a guy that is as competitive as they come, but also is, he got a little bit of a bad rap on the end of the Kansas City game, but he came back the next day and stood in front of everybody and said, "Hey, I wasn't a good team." That to me, that's who and what we're all about. I had a moment, but let me let everybody know that that's not who I am. You know, I'm a great teammate and so on. So I love Jermaine. I hope he's back too. You know, he's one of our leaders, and he's a heck of a football player.
You mentioned the end of that game. What did you say to Joseph aside?
I just gave him a hug and said, you know, move on. You know, just move on. We'll make a play next year.
He was pretty distraught. Have you spoken with him at all since that night?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've seen him multiple times in the facility, and again, I just go back to, I don't even bring it up. You know, he knows what happened, and we all saw it, and just move on. Let's go. Let's get ourselves back in that situation so you can make a play next year.
Going back to
Jesse such a good free safety for y'all over the last 4 years?
I just think his awareness, his ball skills, he is, in my time with him, has become a really good tackler, and that's so important coming out of the middle of the field. So he's got a good feel for the game. He's a smart player, communicates. You know, he's kind of all the things you want in that position.
Going back to Jermaine, in this day and age, do you need to play 3 down to be a 3-down linebacker to be able to cash in the way that some of these free agents are going to, or is it not as necessary in today's game?
Well, I mean, I think it helps. You know, the more you're out there, right? But you know, those guys, there's not a ton of them out there, but you know, I certainly think it helps if you are that. Yeah, for sure.
What Duke Tobin was saying, he feels like Duke Tobin is saying he feels like there could be more juice in the pass rush. Like there could always be more juice in the pass rush. You know, how do you want to see that improve going into next season, whether it's through the combine or however you guys want to improve that?
Yeah, you know, I love our rushers. I love Trey. I love Sam. I love Joseph. You know, the more you add to that group, the more you affect the quarterback, the better you'll be on defense. So, you know, when however we acquire it, you know, it's something that I'll always want, corners and rushers.
DJ played a lot of snaps this year for you guys. How much would you like to get him some depth where you can maybe rotate him more?
Yeah. I think you know, we're always looking to add to the upfront group, you know, and you know, DJ's going to be out there. You know, he's one of our guys that's going to you know, handle the middle of the defense, and you know, if we can get him some help, we will. But you know, he'll have his fair share of snaps next year too.
How did you view Dax's progress? 60 snaps against Tampa, big 3rd down play against Knox in the playoff game. How do you view his progress, and do you think he's ready to start?
Yeah, I think again he really progressed as the year went on. He'll have a whole off season now, training camp again, and hopefully lock him into a position and you know, kind of go from there.
Do you think he's a free? Is that basically what
I mean, we use our safeties, however, so I just call him a safety. You know, he can do multiple things, and that's the good news. So I think he can do any number of the different jobs that we'll ask him to do.
Along those same lines, obviously you've leaned on Jesse in a variety of ways.
Yeah.
If you were to lose him, he's such a big part of the defense. It's not fair to say, all right, you just plug Dax into Jesse. You have to tweak things. Is it fair to say that?
Yeah, you know, I don't know. I'm assuming that, you know, Jesse, after 4 years of it, you know, kind of had a good feel for it. So yeah, I'm sure we'd have to adjust it some, but we don't want to do it to the point where it would hinder what we want to do.
This might be a loaded question, but you know, compared to other defenses you've coached in Cincinnati the last 4 years, what really stood out about this group that you appreciate the most?
Consistency. You know, I think we've been consistent, but really this year, you know, we may, you know, it's the NFL. They're going to score some points, but, you know, we went on that run in the second half of no touchdowns, 10-game winning streak, you know, I think, and then again playing well in the playoffs. I just think no matter what the situation was, they felt confident that they were going to go out there and stop them. So just the consistency of everything.
Based off what you saw from Osai for the full year last year, if he wasn't on the Bengals and sitting behind Sam Hubbard and Trey Hendrickson, do you think he would be a full-time starter for another team?
Potentially, yeah. I think Joseph has that in him for sure. You know, unfortunately, the injury bug is, you know, that's something that he's had to deal with. So we're hoping for a good, healthy guy and you know, getting him some more reps next year.
How's he doing?
Good. Yeah, doing good. Yeah.
So over the last few years, they've spent a lot of cap space on the defensive side of the ball. It's been allocated over there. Everyone knows that the offensive side, a lot of big contracts are coming up. How do you kind of view your job, and kind of what kind of challenge is that going to be like, knowing that, hey, you know, the money's going to be on the offense, and you've got to figure out how to make it work on the defensive side?
Yeah, I'll let Duke handle all that. We just make sure we keep some of our core guys. But no, seriously, I think we'll be fine. However it shakes out. We got great players on offense, defense, and we'll have a good balance of how to manage the whole thing.
We talked about this before a little bit. How comfortable are you with the depth of linebacker? If Jermaine walks, I mean, you've got a bunch of bodies there for sure.
Yeah, I've felt good about that for a long time now, and really those 3 guys we drafted, we feel like we've got some really good quality guys in that room.
Next step for this defense, Lou, is?
Just stay consistent, to keep doing what we do, and and really just whatever new pieces we have, they've got to be able to step in and step up and make sure that they just rise to the level of what we've shown so far.
Is part of that, is part of that finding new ways, different ways to get to the quarterback?
We'll see. I'm not so much worried about. I think we finished first in the league in QBR against, right? Right. So we affected the quarterback.
How pivotal is it going to be for the young guys to really develop, the first and second year players to develop really play well in order to get consistency?
Yeah, I mean it's always huge. I'm anxious to see. I think there's a bunch of good guys in the draft. I haven't studied them all yet, but looking forward to that. And then whatever pieces we add in free agency, however it all goes. We've got such a great locker room, so whoever we bring in, they'll have a lot of guys showing them the right way. So look forward to that part of it.
How was Akeem Davis developed during this time?
Really good. Akeem's smart. He's another one chomping at the bit to get more reps, and love everything Akeem brings.
When you get time with a prospect, what do you like to ask them?
Well, it's a short time up there that we get them in these interviews. Just trying to get a feel for who they are, what their family background is, and as we're watching some football with them, kind of if we ask them a question, do they answer it directly, or they give a bunch of different blame it on somebody else, or do they take accountability? You can kind of get a feel for it, but it's only you're not going to know the guy in 15 minutes, but you can kind of get an idea.
Who's
Mid-season.
your best combine interview? Sorry.
The best
The best combine interview you've
ever had.
Yeah.
That's a good question. I'm not sure off the top of my head. I don't know that there was one that really stood out to be, oh my God, walking out. There's been a lot of them, but nothing that stands out.
Going through midway through last season, we were asking you about Dax and working him in. And you talked about how the communication and the double play analogy and all that was so important. If you do lose both Jesse and Vaughn, how big of a hit would that be? Not just the talent, but the knowledge.
Yeah, it'd be huge. Again, leadership too. So Vaughn and Jesse, they do a lot of things that people don't see. They organize meetings on their own. So yeah, I'd rather not think about that dark day. Anybody else?
Thanks,
Thank you.
Lou.
My pleasure. Good to see everybody.